So thank you, Sue, for speaking to Aravind Reseller and Business Review. We would like to start with a brief about your presence at ADIPEC 2024.
Okay. So there's a couple of things, right? Some of the key themes at ADIPEC around digitalization and decarbonization are really aligned with AVEVA's theme and mission, vision and mission, right? We want to drive responsible use of the world's resources. We want to drive growth and sustainability by connecting people with information and AI-enriched insights. So we're really here to demonstrate that the digitization and AI enablement enable energy companies to drive measurable emission reductions and to accelerate the low carbon transition, because we all know that the energy industry is pretty significant carbon emitters. We also know that the energy industry is committed to moving toward net zero. And so we want to do everything that we can, because we have such long relationships in the industry. We want to make sure that we are assisting them however we can. And then finally, just around circularity and efficiency around the value chain, right? So that we minimize emissions, we minimize waste, we reuse instead of recycling. So those kinds of things. And so we've got a booth. It's really focused on the hydrogen industry. And we want to show that you can do industrial intelligence as a service through our Connect platform, which is the industrial information platform, cloud-based. And we also want to be able to demonstrate how using automation and AI and these kinds of tools can really help along the entire life cycle of industrial assets.
So in terms of sustainability and net zero goals achievement, how do you think optimized dynamic grids can help the global future?
If we're able to add more sustainable generation to the grid, that certainly can, is going to drive less emissions, and it's also going to, I think one of the challenges that the grid operators have is that when you start adding all of these sort of point solutions to the grid, in terms of wind farms or solar panels on someone's home, you create a very complex situation. So instead of having centrally generated power in a kind of centrally generated going out model, now you've got a very distributed model where the power is flowing in all sorts of directions. And there's a lot of work on grid technology right now. And a lot of that is underpinned by understanding what's coming from where, because it used to be really simple. It comes from here, it goes to there. Now it's coming from all over the place and going to all over the place. So the tools that are available from a software perspective to give people visibility into what is happening at any point in time are critical. We are constantly improving our grids around the world, but we have a basis that we're starting from today. And we also have expectations of our users, that they're going to have power. It's going to continue to work. It's going to continue to be reliable. So the way to accelerate the sustainable sources onto the grid is to be able to use software to make sure that everybody understands, where the challenges are and how they can address them.
You also mentioned use of technologies like AI to get to the net zero goals. How is AVEVA, integrating AI into its tools to help companies overcome any of the challenges that they might be facing?
Okay, so that's actually a really fun. It's a really fun thing that's happening, right? So AI, if you think about where we are today and how much information is available to everybody everywhere, right? And so there's so much information available. So we have infused AI into all of our products. One, to help people use them more efficiently. Two, to help drive decision-making that allows us to absorb all of the information out there and sort of focus it on what sort of questions we're trying to answer. So if you could think about, it's a technology that augments our ability to make decisions. I mean, it's not taking the decision making away from the people. Certainly, in certain situations that are super dangerous, we want to keep the people out of the environment if we can, and so we can use the tools to understand what's going on there. But otherwise, it's really about augmenting what people already know with respect to how they operate things, and making sure that they have access to all of the information in a way that it can be absorbed. I was just at a conference and we were talking about the fact that in the United States, for example, before the pandemic, the average tenure of a worker was 6-8 years. Currently, the average tenure of a worker is 9 months. So how do you get someone who's been in the environment for 9 months to understand all of the nuance around what the operations need to run safely and efficiently? You have to use tools that can help those folks make sense of all that information.
And how is AVEVA working to enable and empower next generation of energy companies?
So as I said earlier, digitalization is really key to helping the energy companies, first of all, understand where they are with respect to scope 1, 2, and 3 emissions, right? In cases like ADNOC sour gas is at the Shah gas plant, they're using our stuff to cut emissions and comply with air pollution standards. And it also has the benefit of helping them save $1 million US, I think. Also, at Sener Noor Power Complex, they're using the software to optimize the performance of over 3 million solar panels. So going back to what I said before, right? You got 3 million solar panels. They're all spewing off data. How are you managing all of that information to make sure that you're getting the right information out so that you know how much power generation you're making, sure that you're keeping it reliable? And so I think around the world, what we know is that we've spent a lot of time with energy companies over our history in helping them with optimization, safety, and those kinds of things. And we're just continuing to move forward with them as they digitalize and decarbonize.
So, and the next question is about the Connect Industrial Intelligence platform. Can you help us how it can, can you tell us how it can help companies unlock the power of information for industries?
So a couple of things, right? The beauty of Connect is that it gives you a platform where you can share information digitally, quickly, and securely inside your organization, but also with your ecosystem. So you've got suppliers out there who are helping you. I mean, you talk about the scope 2 and 3 specifically, I think it is on emissions, right? Which is up and downstream, right? So you've got to be able to have all that information available to you so that you can see what your entire sort of value chain is doing. So the Connect platform is key to that because one, we understand industrial data. We've been in that business for decades. So we've created a platform that is easy for our industrial data users to get access to so that they can share information with suppliers, partners, they can look at the entire value chain, they can share information securely internally. So it kind of improves the ability of a company to increase the velocity of their change.
Thank you, Sue, for speaking to us for this conversation. And we look forward to speaking to you in the future as well.
Oh, thank you very much.